What's the word? What's the word? Hey guys, Jazz Kaz in the house. Oh, hi Kaz, you're right next to me. Elisa Quesada. Hey Leslie.
Hey, Alyssa. Hi, doll. Hi,
Hey
Jess.
Brown's Mermaid. How is everyone?
I'm hot.
I'm cold. It just got finished snowing. It was only a
Yin and
little
yang.
dusting.
Oh,
Hey
so,
Benton.
hey, Benton's in the
Hey,
house.
we love Benton.
Jeez, we do.
We're sitting here looking for an update. I forget on Harmony, and we found an update, but on a new little baby missing that I never even heard about.
This is super, super sad.
Have who has heard of Angel Nicole Overstreet, the little baby that went missing when she was 3 months old in May of 2021, with her monster father who likes to beat up his mother? Kaz, I kind of wish. Oh, I can't take much more of these children
I know.
going
Uh,
missing.
she
But
just
we're going to
seemed
start off
to
with,
get into one and another one and another one and another one.
but let's start with some sad news, guys, because one of the cases we followed has been found.
Yeah, this is so sad.
They found Brendan Santos's body
Yeah.
in the river. I'm starting to think that maybe he did get pushed in or fell in, but man, he went far. And that we investigated the river. It's what was the highest point? 12 feet, 8 to 12 feet.
Yeah, 8 to
Deepest
12.
point.
Yeah.
River search executed early after Brendan Santos' body is reportedly spotted on underwater camera. New details in recovering of missing Michigan teen from the Red Cedar River. Let me go in the chat. I'll start this in a second. I gotta grasp myself. Was it yesterday? Day before
No, the day
yesterday?
before yesterday. Yeah.
Jeez. I saw it on Kaz's Facebook post. I wasn't even thinking of Brendan, and I saw that she posted my heart is sad, and I was like, what? I had to come back and comment again. What?
I mean, never in my life would I have thought that I knew something Ma didn't.
Not yet, Benson. They're actually so let's just see what this is just a kind of a let's watch the video. He's so cute.
Very handsome.
I can't even imagine what his mother and his mother's best
I was
friend
with my
is
wife, a
going
newborn
through.
baby, when we were hit by a garbage truck. Luckily, my wife and daughter
Something
weren't
I
hurt,
never want to
but I had life
experience, that's
changing
for sure.
injuries. I called the Sam Bernstein Law Firm.
Me
The
neither.
result $1,085,000. If you're injured,
Ooh.
call 1-800 call Sam.
Retired Detroit Assistant Chief of Police Steve Doland said there were multiple factors that made the search for Brendan Santo difficult for law enforcement.
Where there's no signs of foul play, number one. There are no video cameras, and in today's world, there's usually a video camera everywhere.
So it's no surprise that after more than 80 days of searching for Brendan, that a private investigator was brought on.
If you have the funding, yes. When the police reach a dead end, sometimes you bring in a private investigator, and they may not follow all the rules the police do, but sometimes they can get an angle and they can find out what happened.
Especially in a challenging area like where Brendan was found, MSU police said they were already planning to search the area next week, but had to remove logs and debris to make it safe for divers. That's where the private investigator came in. In a statement, the University Police Department said at approximately midnight on January 21st, we were notified by Ryan Robeson, a private investigator working with the Santo family, that while reviewing underwater video, he saw something completely submerged in the water at the logjam that he strongly suspected was the body of Brendan Santo. That private investigator alerted the family and called 911. MSU police say that within an hour, they had that area closed off, and divers and other resources were in the water as soon as the sun came up. And they're also saying how grateful they are for that private investigator and all the effort that he put in. They say the reason they didn't say this initially was because they weren't sure if the family wanted that information out there. Live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
All right, more details coming to light. Thank you, Megan.
So sad.
Mhm.
Let me mute this. Hang on, guys. Okay, so then it just says what they just said, but they say private investigator Ryan reportedly notified police findings at midnight. So they must have been looking underneath at
Detroit
nighttime.
Assistant Chief of Police Steve
Yeah.
Doland said
They were in
there
the
were
water at
multiple
first light
factors
to
that made
begin
the
the
search for
recovery
Brendan
process on
Santo
Friday.
difficult for
Rosman
law
said a body
enforcement.
believed to
Well,
belong
there's
to
no signs
Santo
fault,
was
but
The
recovered.
video's playing, Ma.
there are no video cameras, and in
Oh, you can
today's
still
world,
hear
there's
it?
usually a video camera
Yeah.
everywhere.
So it's no
I don't hear it.
surprise that after more than 80 days of searching for Brendan,
All right. That's weird. If I mute it on the page, you can still hear it.
Yeah.
It's the whole site's muted. So it says that Inspector Chris Rosman said in a statement Saturday that a private investigator working with the Santo family spotted Santo's body submerged in the river with a log caught at a log jam while looking at an underwater camera. The area of the river was particular interest to law enforcement, and the search of the area was planned for January 24th. So this is where he was found, and this is where he was last seen. And they said it runs to the west, and then the river runs to the north. He went a
Yeah.
pretty far distance, Kaz.
He did. He did.
Officials do not suspect foul play. An autopsy is currently pending. Several law enforcement agencies reportedly came together to assist with the recovery of Santos's body on Friday. And then they come out with a long statement of the timeline. Grief services available.
That's nice of them to offer, to tell people that those services are available for people who need it.
Absolutely. But how did he get so far down the river and he took so long for them to find him? The river is only 12 feet at its deepest point.
Well, for him, there's so many people that have walked that river on both sides, because I belong to his auntie's Facebook group, and she was saying, so many people have walked that river and nobody saw him. So whether he was partially submerged the whole time and was taken by the slow moving current, hence nobody actually saw him, or the ice, because there was ice in the river.
Yeah, look at the distance though. Like, how did he not? Unless he was caught, like he had to have fallen in it and gotten caught immediately, because look how far he went.
Yeah.
And you know that when the body dies, unless the log was holding him down, but my gosh, all the way. He was almost to the 127.
Mhm. Yeah. It's a long way.
Now the question is, I'm curious to see if he has any like blunt, force trauma that somebody hit him or threw him in the river.
Yeah, and where's the rest of his, where's his
Lisa.
iPhone?
Huh, Kaz?
They haven't found his iPhone yet.
Nope. Where is the phone? Exactly. How hammered does a kid that age have to be where he said he was lost? He did the Snapchat. He said he was lost, and that was where's his hat at?
Oh, who knows? Who knows?
But Benson, for being that distance for this long of a time, his phone's not found, his hat's not found. I wonder if he had his shoes on. Because, it's pretty cold. I'm sure the water is not hot, so maybe it preserved them a little bit.
Yeah, because there was actually ice I mean, they weren't thick, the sheets of ice that was on the river, but they were definitely there in pretty decent sized chunks. So
What was the exact date? October 29th. So in
yeah,
October, the water was not freezing yet. It was getting
no.
chilly, but it wasn't frozen yet. So that might have been too. He could have been stuck in a log and underneath those chunks of ice that were freezing over.
And yes, he did travel a fair distance, but he has been gone for a while too. He's been missing for a while. From October, we're now at the end of January.
Yeah, here it's the. He was visiting the East Lansing campus when he went missing on October 29th. Authorities focused their search on the Red Cedar River, which runs through the campus.
I mean, we don't even know if he, although they had a ping on his phone, so they knew where he was.
Mm. But they said as a teen, was last seen walking near it the day he went missing. The river's height was higher than usual, than authorities said.
Oh, okay.
Something's off about that. I mean, unless he fell in and hit his head and he was knocked unconscious. Another sad ending. Sometimes you just wish you don't know the endings, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Exactly, Benton. See what Benton said? Benton's on a roll tonight. He could have
Yes.
died somewhere else and someone put him in recent. Just like Melissa Caddick. They kept her on ice, the investigator said.
Yeah. Yeah, because that is a long period of time, and in relatively speaking, yeah, there's not a huge flow. Like you looked it up, Mark. The flow isn't there, the river, so
Mm-mm.
it wouldn't have taken this long for him to get to where he was.
Yeah, the river was what, what was it, 5 miles an hour? Let me look again. The
Yeah,
Red
yeah,
Cedar
five
River.
miles an hour. Yep, you're right.
Hmm
5 miles an hour.
And it says we were looking in it, you can't swim in it because of the coli bacteria, which indicates fecal contamination of warm-blooded animals.
Yeah, that was yuck.
And then how fast does it move? It moves about 5 to 6 miles per hour and is anywhere between 12 feet deep. The Red Cedar and the Grand River usually have pretty low visibility. Hang on one second, guys. Let me go calm these dogs down.
Monkey's up doing bad girl stuff.
All right, they're acting up tonight. So,
Been taking lessons from Oscar.
rest in heaven, young man. So sad.
It is.
18 years old, and they find him. I mean, but think of how long he's been gone. He's been gone for 3 months.
I know. That's what I mean. It's not a really long time.
Something doesn't sit. Something's weird about that. You think somebody could have maybe gotten sandbags from Australia and did something like that, and he just popped out of something?
That is a good point there, Ma. Could he have been inside some? But they would have seen it floating, wouldn't they? Anything that was going down that river with the amount of people that walked that river both sides, you would have thought they would have seen something that was floating. One would think.
We got a little update on Harmony. We know that Harmony's stepmother was released out of jail today.
She sure was.
She was let out on a 5K bail. The judge said that she could get the money back if she went into rehab. And the girl on Twitter said, "What the hell is wrong with these judges? Was the judge related to the one that gave custody to her abusive father?" And then woman face palming. And this one is New Hampshire investigators hone in on date of Harmony Montgomery's disappearance. And this was out 2 hours ago. So let's see the new update on little Harmony. I love her face.
Investigators here in Manchester, New Hampshire have given no indication that they are any closer to determining exactly where little Harmony has been the past 2 years, but today they said that they are narrowing down when they think she went missing. Investigators now say it was the day before Thanksgiving 2019 when
Vox Machina, fighting for justice.
So December 6th is off the table.
And most importantly, lots of money!
When the kingdom called for heroes,
I proclaim you all protectors of the realm.
it got them instead.
Toss the booze! But I just got it!
when witnesses last saw little Harmony Montgomery. That's the day her family was evicted from their apartment in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Basically, we've identified 2 vehicles. They were homeless and living out of a car at that time. We've identified 2 different vehicles that we were living out of.
Police say the Montgomerys were living out of a dark blue Audi and a silver Chrysler Sebring, similar to the one seen in these pictures. Between November 28th and December 10th of 2019 is when investigators think Harmony disappeared. Because after that time frame, witnesses saw the parents only with their other children.
You getting discouraged at all, Chief?
I'm a little discouraged, to be honest with you, Ray. But that's not going to stop what we're doing.
Meanwhile, Harmony's stepmother, Kayla Montgomery, was back in court on new welfare fraud charges for allegedly taking government benefits during the time after Harmony disappeared.
Maybe now it looks like an innocuous theft charge, welfare fraud charges, but she knows what we are going to learn as the investigation continues.
But for now, prosecutors have charged neither Kayla Montgomery nor Harmony's father, Adam Montgomery, who's locked up on assault charges, directly with her disappearance. And Kayla Montgomery's attorney says he has no reason to believe that will change.
Do I think there's something else coming down the road? I don't know. I don't have any basis at this point in time to believe that there's something else coming down the road.
During today's hearing, the judge says it's hard to decide if Kayla Montgomery should remain locked up in jail without knowing more about the ongoing investigation. Late today, the judge decided to let Kayla Montgomery out on $5,000 bail. She said she could get that money back if she goes directly into rehab. Live in Manchester, New Hampshire, David Bienick, WCVB News Center 5.
Screw that. Did you see the look that she was giving in court? No, they didn't find Harmony yet, Benson. Did you see the look that she gave? And then the DA says she knows what we want to know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still think that the judge didn't do the right decision. They should have gone with what I was talking to you about earlier on.
Yes.
Kayla wanted to go direct into rehab and not pay the... Well, don't they only pay 10%? Bond?
Yes, or they can do collateral.
Okay,
like
so
they'll put up like a collateral for the bonds. Like, your mom can sign over the house, whatever's gonna pay that could add up for that bond and collateral.
Oh, okay. So they could have sent her straight to rehab from the jail, and she would have gotten some help. But instead, the judge, in whatever wisdom, decided, no, I'm just going to give her a $5,000 bond and she can go and work it out herself. Crazy.
But then if she goes to the rehab, she'll get the money back. And I don't think they come from a family that just has $5,000 laying around.
No, but, she has what her defense attorney was saying, it would stop the possibility of her relapsing, since she's been inside on the holding charge, in jail. She's not, well, we hope she's not been using, but once she's out in the real world,
they've got more drugs in prisons here than they have in, and this is just her whole entire little thing. Long Crime's not going to like me, but let's just see what they say real quick. Let me see chat real fast. Yeah, I don't know if they can actually make her go to rehab. I mean, it might be something where you would have to go to rehab maybe to get your kids back, but every state is different, Kaz.
Oh, she wanted to go from the impression I was given by the defense attorney.
But I think it's her job.
Yeah, true. You've got to work
Yeah,
to
that's
get
funny,
better.
right, Sylvia? There's more drugs in prison than there is on the street, probably. You'd be amazed how they get drugs in there. And the guards help them. Crazy.
I mean, it probably happens over here. I wouldn't have a clue.
But
I've
she
never been.
also claims though that she has not seen Adam since October, and now he was living in a car. I mean, they had a luxury of a car living life. They had 2 cars, not one. They probably pulled them up together, opened up the doors, and put like a rainproof tent over the sides, crawling in and out. 2 cars. How could you go wrong being homeless with 2 cars?
Mm.
Harmony didn't stand a chance, and whoever put her back with her father, you have to. Was that Demetrius guy friends with Adam? Because why in God's name would she put that child back with that man?
Yeah.
And
And
now
it's
this.
not like it was just misdemeanors that he had on his.
No. He's up for that murder charge that they're investigating him on, major drug charges. I mean, not only, and we know he shoots people. He shot his friend in the face, well, actually in the jaw, and he lived, but then we're finding out that he's involved in a 2008 murder in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Well, he might be involved.
Might, yeah.
And 2 of his family members, but they're not saying which family members.
No.
And we saw Kayla's mom. There's no prize about. Doesn't look like Kayla's mom's got $5,000, so I'm thinking it had to have been something with collateral to get them out.
Yeah. And just, it wasn't mandated. It was just she'd spoken to her attorney and said, she'd like to go. They want money. That she wanted to go and not have to pay the bond and go. She wanted to go straight into rehab. So it's her choice. But the judge said no.
But she probably has to bring herself there and stay for the rehab duration because some people who knows how long she has to go for. Is it a 30-day treatment? Let's watch this court hearing real quick.
Okay.
And see.
I'm just going to get some water.
Okay. Yeah, this is 5 minutes. I'm going to mic down. Let's see exactly in her pre-trial hearing what they say to her because she has a serious attitude on her face.
Of 2021, they spoke with her on 3 or 4 occasions. They were showing up at the Families in Transition program that she was residing at with her children on almost a daily basis.
Hey, Pamela, I agree.
She had about a week and a half, if my math is correct, week and a half time to take off if she wanted to. She didn't have the means to do so. She had her children with her. Her family is from Manchester. She grew up in Manchester. She's lived here since about 9 years old, went to school in Manchester. All of her ties are to this community. There's no indication whatsoever that she's a flight risk. But she does have an issue that she knows has to be dealt with. So I can tell the court, I've had communication with Cynthia Day program down in Nashua. They're going to evaluate Miss Montgomery for intake into Cynthia Day. That program would address many of the needs that Miss Montgomery has and also allow her children to be with her because that's a family type of environment. So what we're asking the court to do is to set bail, a PR bail, upon her entry to the Cynthia Day program or similar type of program.
Do you have a reason to believe that she would be eligible for Cynthia Day?
Program, one of the directors there, I spoke to them about whether or not if she was released on bail, could she go into the program? She indicated it would be a better situation if she was sent directly from Valley Street down to the program. So Ms. Montgomery is asking the court, and understanding the situation with Cynthia Day and what they view as the optimal intake position. She's asking the board to set PR bail upon her entry into the program. And it appears that she meets the criteria for entry into the program.
But she would need, that would require her to have her children with her, right?
No, it does not. It does not. So the children would stay with the mother. They could visit with her as Cynthia Day. Cynthia Day tells me that they have a limit of 2 children in terms of residing overnight, but all 3 could visit with her at the program.
And Cynthia Day, so they're currently, the state has currently asked that were she to be released.
You could do that by telephone. She doesn't have a car, so she wouldn't show up to Manchester. And I'm not sure of the location of Cynthia Day with respect to the Nashville Police Department in terms of checking in with them as a condition of bail. She could do that by telephone or by Zoom. That's what we'll call for.
And she could sign a release that Cynthia Day would be required to immediately notify the state to leave the program.
She would, Your Honor.
And she has otherwise no objection to any of the conditions that the state previously requested.
No, Your Honor.
All right. And she can be evaluated for that program. And I should say this, the court has made no decisions here, but the court is taking into consideration all of the requests.
I say lock her up, throw away the key.
She can be evaluated for that program while she's incarcerated.
She can. In fact, I spoke to, I believe her name is Miss Loader from Cynthia Day. I asked her specifically what if she was released on bail and then enter the program. Miss Loader indicated that's not the best good situation for Cynthia Day. That the way they operate, it's better for them if the individual is transported directly from the jail to their program. And the fear, judges, if someone is released on bail, there's a possibility of some sort of relapse, and then they don't get the benefit of the program.
There's reason to believe that substance use is an issue that would qualify her for the program.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything anyone would like to add?
No, Your
Honor. The court will take this under advisement and issue an order probably later today. All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
And we know the outcome. They let her go. Benton, yeah, throw the key away. She knows something. And if she doesn't know something, she's that ignorant to where she was that high, not to wonder what happened to Harmony and how come you don't talk to your child anymore. She has to know something.
Yeah. Unless, like you said, she's dead ignorant, but...
And where's Crystal? How come? I mean, where the mom? How come she's not in court with her baby and this woman that supposedly was taking care of her
Florida.
child?
She's in Florida.
So she was just
Florida.
She was just in New Hampshire last week giving a report outside to the reporter Brian Enton.
Oh, she was too.
She was. So why is she still not there to be in court where her baby is? Yep, Pamela, let me look at the picture Pam sent. Hang on. Oh, I can't stand these people. This one, I'm telling you, I want to get a job and I want to go, I don't know, Pamela. I'm going to have to go back and look.
That's what I said.
I don't know. Hey, Patty. That is disturbing. Okay, let's get into my favorite part, guys. My favorite person. I don't know if his little picture showed up. Let me see if I have his little... It is! Look! The doll collector! The emojis are out. Let's see if she runs. I think she's going to run right to a meth house. I think she's probably going to go out and get high. Or she's going to go to rehab and do the right thing. She has 3 children with Adam Monster Montgomery.
Yeah.
You think she's going to run? She's got 3 babies. Maybe this is the time for her to get her crap together and start talking about what happened to Harmony.
Yeah.
But, if she's not with Adam since October and she does know something, why wouldn't she say something?
Well, one would think she would. One would, no, take that back. One would hope she would. How's that? Because she's not doing anything else.
Exactly. So why not do the right thing? If you know something, say something. For the love of God. Look at my dog collector. Am I showing it? Not yet. I got so excited I can't even show my dog collector.
That's all right.
I don't know. We need more of this guy right here in our life.
Terrence.
Yeah, I agree. She needs to do something. Because she was married before. She has the older boy. And she seemed to look good. She seemed not to be doing, drugs when she was with that one group on her Facebook, like 2014, 2015. Exactly, Pamela. I agree. She had to care about those kids. Why now? And the mother doesn't seem like the type of mother that wants to have your 3 kids living with her while you're doing time in jail.
Yeah.
I do not like people today. So look at little Cleo. So Cleo Smith, the dog collector, pleads guilty to kidnapping 4-year-old from the Carnarvon campsite. I love this article. Terrence Kelly has admitted he was the man who snatched little Cleo Smith from her isolated tent and then held her captive for 18 days. In a stunning development before the magistrate Ben White in Carnarvon, on Monday morning, Kelly's lawyer revealed that the 36-year-old was ready to plead to a single charge of child stealing leveled against him. Child stealing. And when that charge was put to him, the doll-obsessed loner uttered just one word: guilty. Other charges faced by Kelly have not been adjourned. The admission brought a rapid conclusion to what had been expected to be a prolonged legal process for Kelly, who has been in custody since his dramatic arrest on November 3rd. An arrest happening while other detectives rescued the 4-year-old from Kelly's Carnarvon home. The rescue, accompanied by heart-wrenching body-worn footage of the moment the little girl confirmed her own name, has already become one of the finest moments in Western Australia policing history, and that was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And then I asked Kaz, did he say that he was dressed up in his grandmother's clothes talking about I was brushing her hair? No.
No.
And all was accepting the accolades the time since that rescue has seen the team of detectives painstakingly complying the legal case against Kelly with a more comprehensive statement of alleged facts provided to him just before Christmas. His lawyer, Kate Turtley Chappell, would have considered those and talked to Kelly about them before he entered his plea on Monday. She said it was important that Kelly pled guilty to the kidnapping charge as soon as possible. However, the wider public will have to wait a little longer for them to be made public, with just the bare charge against Kelly read to him via video link. The charge was that on October 16th in Carnarvon, Terrence Darrell Kelly forcibly took Cleo Grace Smith, her middle name is Grace, from her parents. Kelly's case will now be transferred to the district court in Perth, where a sentence mention hearing will be held to determine when Kelly will actually learn his fate. And when is that, Kaz?
It's on my birthday on the 20th of March in Australia, but it'll be the 21st of March for you guys in the States.
Remember what Cleo said. Cleo said that a woman would come into the room and brush her hair. You can't tell me different. I am convinced that Terrence Kelly was dressed in his grandmother's clothes. It happened too soon from the time she passed away to the time that he decided to go get his own little baby Barbie doll.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Benton, Terrence just agreed everything that the police had charged him with, that he sneakily entered the tent, took Cleo with a sleeping bag,
Yeah, where's
and
the sleeping bag? I wonder if I wonder if we're gonna finally find out where the sleeping bag went. I bet we
I
do.
don't think so. I don't think so because he's pled guilty now, so that's it. He'll just
But
be sentenced.
but they're saying that we're gonna have to wait a little longer because there's things that they're going to talk about maybe after the trial or after the
Well,
sentencing.
he still hasn't pled innocent or guilty as yet to the assaulting the police. So, well, it was either police or the prison guards. They haven't totally explained which one it was. So maybe something might come out then when he, does that plea. I don't know. Benton, I agree. He probably did burn it.
He could have. So then it just goes on. The date a full scale of Kelly's crimes will be revealed, including his actions in the days leading up to the kidnap, his movements on the night, and how long he was in the Blowholes campsite. What did what he did while he held Cleo in his Tonkin Street home, and the impact on Cleo over the 18 days she was held in Kelly's home, as well as the effects on her immediate family, will also be considered. Well, I'm thinking that $2 million you're getting for your interviews is probably going to put a little patch over that.
Yes, and there is talk, and it's not been confirmed, but there is talk that Cleo's parents are looking at changing her name.
Really?
Yeah. They'll probably keep the middle, but they are looking at changing her name.
Oh, good night, Sylvia. Thank you for coming in. I love her middle name, Grace. $2 million to do an interview. So what he did while he held Cleo, and then that Tonkin Crescent home was set to become the center of community focus again today, with detectives wary it may be a target of local anger at Kelly's brazen crime, which rocked the town and shocked the world. The news that Kelly will accept responsibility for snatching the little girl from the remote Blowholes campsite in the dead of the night will also be heard around the globe. And there's our sketch. Look at his little hands. Oh, my poor dog collector. And his eyes are closed. And why are his hands like that? I feel bad for him. So he's got the new charge of assaulting a police officer stemming from Kelly's tense time in the cells following his arrest was adjourned. Now, I thought they said that he actually hurt himself those 2 times that he went to hospital.
That is correct. He did self-harm, but apparently he got into a bit of a scuffle. Now, whether that charge will stick, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, Jessica. Actually, it's sad to say this. Unfortunately, we need more of these guys in the world. Hang on one second. Monkey's talking to you guys.
She wants to come up.
She goes, don't talk about the dog collector anymore. It makes me jealous. I want to bite his head off. So the senior detectives who led the hunt for Cleo, led by Commander, here comes my husband, Commander Rod Wild and Detective Senior Sergeant Cameron Blaine, were not in Carnarvon court for the plea. But the West Australian understands they are very confident it was coming and were in contact with the Smith family last week. It is also understood that Cleo and her parents, Ellie Smith and Jake Glidden, are also not in Carnarvon, having traveled to Perth to begin filming an interview as part of their multi-million-dollar media deal. A family friend of Kelly, Esther Mingo. Esther Mingo is not the grandmother. She says
No,
that
she is
is,
not.
but she's just family.
She is the sister Of his grandmother.
Yes. The sister that used to comb his long, black, beautiful, curly hair. It's her sister, but she's in the video that I did where she went to the last court hearing. She was there, and she was on the video camera. We got her on the last video. So it says that, and questioned why the parents of Cleo were not there, and also claimed that the little boy she had known was protecting someone else involved. He needs to open his mouth, Miss Mingo said. Terrence has a lot of family in Carnarvon, but it's only me who is here. Oh, so only she showed up at the courthouse.
Yeah, I mean, really, I don't think it was. I personally feel that him going to plead guilty, would have already been known, and the family would have been notified. So there was no real need for Cleo's family to be there. On the other hand, his aunties from Carnarvon, it would have been nice if they had gone there to support him, but
Yes, Jessica, I agree with you. I agree. He's got big kahunas, this guy. I probably would have bet everything I had that there was no way that man opened up that tent and was able to get that baby out with nobody hearing her. But he did.
He sure did.
And where is the sleeping bag? Can you
He's
call
a ninja.
Can you call Senior Sergeant Cameron Blaine and ask him about the sleeping bag? Hey, Merrick.
Not a problem.
And tell him you have a male bride order that needs to happen. These nuts. I love Jess. Okay, so do we want to listen to the Australian accent? Everything we know about Cleo's accused court appearance? I would like to listen to it. You guys in?
Absolutely. I haven't listened to this myself.
I haven't listened yet either. And then we'll end it on this new little baby that's missing and this horrendous father in jail for beating up his mother and drug charges. This little baby's going to be missing a year in May. How did we not hear about this? The baby is only 10 months old now. She went missing at 3 months old. Angel Overstreet. Okay, let's listen to it, guys. I'm going to mic down for this because I love this accent. Oh, Kaz, don't get a big head, okay, honey?
All right, I will.
You know I love your accent. Okay. The West Live. Everything we know about Cleo's accused court appearances. Don't be mean.
The West Live. The West Live with Ben O'Shea.
Hang on. I gotta mute. This one is
The West Live. The West Live. That's comical. Only in the West. I'm on the East. They're on the West. Ma's gone missing. Either the video's not loading properly for her. There we go.
Guys, let me mic down. I got excited. I closed the tab.
Oh, you silly sausage.
How you doing, Merrick? And Pamela, if you want to come up and you have anything to say, just let us know and we'll send you a link.
Yeah, it's coming, Benton. It's coming.
Yeah, let me just say this, guys. We have been doing some investigating on our own in the Lina case, and I'm not going to say anything right now, but we're going to say something in a couple days from now because I am going to talk to Chief McManus because I'm still not okay with the guy in the red shirt, and I'm not okay with the guy wearing the face mask in the hoodie. It's just not sitting well with me.
No.
Okay, here we go, guys. I think we're going to be good now. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hang on. That's 37 minutes. Don't get excited. Here we go.
The West Live. The West Live with Ben O'Shea.
It was one of the biggest news events in 2021, the abduction and miracle return of 4-year-old Cleo Smith. Even though she's been safe back in the arms of her parents for more than a month, the case is far from over. Her alleged abductor, Terrence Darrell Kelly, is due to face court today with a fresh charge expected to be added. Joining me now from Carnarvon to take us through what we can expect is the West's legal affairs editor, Tim Clark. Good morning, Clarkie.
Good morning, Benny. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you too. So what do we know about this new charge?
Well, this relates to the hours and days after Carrie Kelly was arrested. As listeners will no doubt remember, that arrest was dramatic and met with almost universal acclaim by everyone in Western Australia and beyond. But what happened after that was allegedly that Mr. Kelly then was quite disruptive in the cells in Carnarvon police station for those couple of days that he was held there while being questioned and before being flown to Perth. And we learned a couple of weeks ago that a charge has been added of assaulting a public officer. My understanding is that it relates to one of the police officers who was in the cells with Kelly and was basically trying to calm him down. And there was some sort of physical altercation, I understand. Not serious, but serious enough, obviously, that the police and now the DPP will put forward a charge or an accusation that Kelly assaulted one of those officers that were dealing with him in the cells. So that'll be the first time that charge has been before court today. And obviously the other much more serious charges will be heard as well.
And so last time he made an appearance before the court up there, it's certainly very interesting. He made comments to the media in wait. What do you expect this time around? Yeah, so this is the third time that Kelly would have been before a magistrate, and his lawyer has now had details of the allegations that are against him that are coming from the police for some time. That first appearance, as you said, was quite fractious. There was some comments made by Kelly towards some of the media in court. The second appearance, which was just before Christmas, was a bit more calm and a bit more usual. It was very brief, where his lawyer was appearing via phone, and she just said she needed some more time to digest those allegations that come from the police. So she's had that time now. So today we will find out possibly what Mr. Kelly's intentions are when it comes to certainly the kidnapping charge, which is the charge that obviously relates to the allegation that he took Cleo out of that tent and then kept her captive for 18 days in his house down here in Carnarvon. My understanding is there could be some movement today. There could be some development on it. We will have to wait and see, obviously. But it's interesting. It will be interesting to see what Kelly does, obviously. But more interesting, perhaps, is what his lawyer says might happen and what his frame of mind is and has been in the 2 months that he's now been in custody. So we're due to start in court at 9:30. Obviously, as you would expect, there's quite a decent media packet up here again because the case, for whatever reason, can't be streamed or audio linked to Perth. So we all made the very warm flight up last night or yesterday afternoon, and we were all basically discussing in the pub last night what might happen. A lot of speculation, but obviously we won't find out for certain for another 90 minutes or so. And what are the range of options here? Well, there's two, I suppose, when it comes down to it, whether he pleads guilty or not guilty to any or all of the charges against him. The child stealing charge, which carries a maximum penalty of 7 years. I mean, that is the one, I suppose, that everyone will be interested in, because that is the one that relates specifically to his acts and actions towards and with Cleo for those 18 days. If he was to plead not guilty, then that would go then to a trial, which would again probably be one of the most.
Wait, if he pleads guilty, why would it go to a trial?
It would help if I took my mute off. If he pleads, he's already pled guilty to
Yeah.
Cleo. That's
Yeah,
over and done with.
So this
But
was before he went to court today. So we know he pled guilty. So why would he go to a trial?
If he doesn't plead guilty to the assault charge, it will.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Observed and speculated over trials in recent years, even though we've had a lot of speculated trials over in Western Australia in recent years. And that would take a lot of time to come to get to the point where it would be a trial. There would be a trial listing hearing, then there would be more provisional hearings, and then it would actually go to trial. If he was to plead guilty, then obviously that would speed the process up considerably, because that would be then him admitting that those actions. That would then go to what they call a sentence mention list, which is basically a administrative hearing that decides when he will be sentenced, and then it would just go forward and then go forward before a judge in the district court, where all those details that the police have gathered and Kelly by implication has admitted to would be revealed in court, and then the process would go from there onto ultimately Kelly being sentenced.
And so will he be there in person, or is he going to be appearing via a video link?
No, again, it will be a video link from his cell in Casuarina prison today. He is obviously now one of the most high-profile prisoners in the WA justice system. So he's been treated a lot like Bradley Edwards was. He's been placed into protective custody in Casuarina and would have been very, very closely watched for those couple of months and that he's been there. And the security implications around that, we saw the measures that the police and the prison system went to get him back to Perth. He was on that special plane with special prison officers to transport him down to Perth, and that was a huge undertaking. So to bring him up here again for what is basically a administrative hearing is obviously not worth it. So they will do that video link today. Further on down the track, depending on whether the case is heard in Perth or up here, my personal feeling is that it would be any big hearing would be heard in Perth again because of the security implications of getting him up here and then trying to find somewhere to keep him before, during, and after that hearing. The closest major prison to Carnarvon is Roebourne Prison, and that's nowhere near as secure as Casuarina is. So my belief is that he will stay there, and he'll probably stay there for the duration now.
Well, it might not be an administrative hearing, but there's certainly a lot of interest in it, and we're lucky we've got you up there to keep an eye on it for us. The West Legal Affairs editor, Tim Clark, thanks for joining us on the West Live.
A pleasure as always, Ben.
Well, that confirmed something then, Mark, that when he does go to sentencing, he did say that they will release the exact details of what he's admitted to. So
I think Benton's stuttering for the sentences.
So just making sure he gets sentenced.
So now we have to wait. Hopefully he's going to talk. Maybe he's already saying what happened and he's going to tell the whole story. Could that be part of the deal to say exactly what happened when he took Cleo and stuff? Because they say that they've got the stuff leading up to the night he took her.
Yeah. As part of the guilty plea, he would have had to fill in a full statement of exactly what transpired leading up to, during, and after, until she was found.
A new update on Charlise Mutton. Died after being shot, likely at Mount Wilson property. Updated 54 minutes ago. So she was shot.
That's sad.
This is just out. I can't. Why do you shoot a little girl? Like, what is wrong with these people? After being shot, let's listen to this, Art. Let's listen to this in a minute. That's horrible. To shoot a little girl.
I mean, it's one thing when he said that he's had mental health problems for a long time.
He's gonna brush everyone's long black curly hair. So poor little Charlise was shot, and they're saying that she was probably shot at the wedding venue property.
Well,
And then I've got a picture of the lady that Charlise's mother killed in that
oh
car
yeah,
accident after taking on the
and she was,
semi.
yeah.
Let's hear this update on Charlise Mutton. Oh, they work fast in Australia.
No flies on that, mate.
Disclose that the cause of death, Charlise, was not going to disclose that the cause of death, Charlise, was that she suffered a fatal gunshot wound, and that's how she died. So we're disclosing this for investigative reasons, but also to clear up any ambiguity, to make sure that we have some clarity to the investigation and any other thoughts that this may not be anything but what it is. And this is the murder of a 9-year-old girl. We appeal to the media to report on this with sensitivity. The family of Charlise are only being informed of the cause of death just recently, but it's important that they know, and it's important that the public know that this is a unimaginable and egregious murder of a child.
That's horrendous. I can't understand how she was injured fatally at that property and Justin's brother didn't hear something like that happen, because it's a remote property. It would echo. Ma, you muted, darling.
Well, you're talking, darling. Hello, Tracy. But the mother, so is there any news on the mother, or are they still not talking to her because she's faking her episode in the hospital?
Yeah, she's still behind locked doors at a mental health facility.
So they're saying here that it happened between January 11th and the early hours of January 12th on the property. The trio were staying at a luxury estate at Mount Wilson, about 2 hours west of Sydney. So the mother doesn't hear the gunshot. I mean, the kid just disappears, and they're talking on the phone about buying sandbags and yeah.
Yeah, see, that doesn't ring true, Ma, because they know she was at the Rivera Garden Caravan Park.
Oh, that's right. The mother went to that caravan park.
And the ferry driver said that he saw Charlise on the ferry. So I disagree with the fact that they say she was she met a demise on the estate. I think it happened at the caravan park.
Benson.
Yes, they are. Totally
What
agree.
How do you, they might have found some forensic evidence at that place that might have shown, I guess we're going to have to wait to find out with that too.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out on that one, because that doesn't, find it very hard to believe. Oh, we got a picture of him towing
It
the
says
boat.
it led them to a grim discovery inside of Charlise inside a barrel on the banks of the Cleo River, about an hour from the property where the trio was staying. It is believed a small caliber firearm was used in the alleged murder. Police divers and a dog squad are now searching for a firearm at the Mount Wilson property. They have confirmed that the barrel in which Charlise was found was from the property.
I said that it was for.
What is this?
That's the CCTV of him driving his truck.
Well, let's watch this guy driving his truck. There he is with the boat that he couldn't start. Let's see. Coming around the corner. So wait, we're talking about that Charlise's body is in this truck right now underneath this tarp? Is that the bear? Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Wait a second. Was that the barrel?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I can't. Oh my gosh, look at her little body is in the back of this truck and he covered it just the tarp on the barrel. Oh my gosh. Oh, you got to be kidding me. I want to punch the screen right now. Oh, Kaz, that's
I know.
disturbing.
It is. I'm sitting here in absolute shock, knowing what we know now.
Let's go back to the beginning again when he's pulling around the corner.
And he's coming into
Knowing what we know now, you are absolutely correct that this madman drives all the way to Sydney. And how long was the drive from the harbor in Sydney to back to Cleo River? An hour and a half?
Yeah, a bit more than that, yeah.
Oh, look at he's going to stop and get gas.
He is.
Look at this
Jess,
idiot.
It's not his child. He's not the biological father of her.
The mother, the window licker, which we're going to look at this next article of the woman that she decided to take some ice and drive her friend into the water. I see a picture of her and oh, that's disturbing too. I'm going to show it after this video. And then we will end it on this new little baby that's missing that I've heard nothing on. Me too, my elderly cats. Look at the barrel back there. Oh, guys, I'm sorry.
Snap.
Sorry for the dog noise, guys, but you know, I'm in a different environment. There's a lot of people here, and the monkey's excited. I mean, look at that. Oh, I can't. Oh, my gosh. Kaz. Oh, my God.
I know.
You weren't going to show me this, were you?
No.
I knew it. I knew you weren't going to show me this. Wow. What a creeper. You can't tell me that the mother knew nothing. This one, he previously revealed that Mr. Stein unsuccessfully tried to launch a boat in Sydney before driving to the Cleo River.
Mm-hmm.
Appealing to anyone who may have seen this red Holden Colorado towing a boat in the, what is it, the Ute? The Ute.
Well, it's short for utility, but that's not really a utility. We just call those twin cabs. So.
The call is Superintendent Daughtery. And there's the boat. There's them at the property. They said officers had re-interviewed Charlise's mother and her formal statement matched the initial information she gave. Miss Mutton was hospitalized following Charlise's disappearance, forcing police to wait several days to re-interview her. What?
Well, they must have gotten permission from my doctors then to speak to her. She must be what they classify as calm.
I'm not buying it. She is being treated as a witness as police have evidence she was not at the Mount Wilson property at the time of the alleged murder. Police are still investigating Mr. Stein's alleged motive and why Charlise was left alone with him. Police will allege that Mr. Stein was alone with the 9-year-old in the evening of January 11th when they alleged the murder occurred while her mother was staying at a Carnarvon away from
Caravan, darling. Caravan.
Away from, I'm thinking of the city that the doll collector lives in. Away from the property.
Yeah. So answers to questions in my head are: 1, why did she go up to the caravan park? 2,
for an alibi.
Well, yeah, this is the only thing that's gone through my head. Why do the police think that the incident happened at Mount Wilson? I mean, he was in his own. Sorry, he was on his own in that red truck. He definitely was. You can't see anybody else. And why? Why did he do what he did? What caused him to do?
Especially a gunshot. I mean, especially to shoot her. I mean, what did he do something to her that she was going to tell on for?
That is what I'm thinking of. And Benton said it, but I'm not going to repeat it. But yes.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, but listen, I think they're saying this with the mother because they also, in the last article we went over, there was recorded text messages and phone calls between them where he was talking to her about the petrol for the boat. Look at me talking like I'm in Australia. And that they were texting about how many sandbags to buy. Why would you talk to her about that?
Exactly.
I hope so, Jessica. So let's go have a look at the lady that her mother decided to run into the canal. Charlise Mutton's mother made after killing farmer in a drug driving accident before her boyfriend allegedly murdered her daughter. So this is the mother.
Sorry,
Huh? No, go
I
ahead.
was just going to say that her mum only just got out of prison just before they got a day or two or so before they got engaged in
Wait
November
a sec.
2020.
Yes. So, yeah. So the accident that she actually was on ice and trying to fight the tractor trailer was September of 2016. But it says the mother of Charlise, the window licker, vowed to not waste my life in an emotional apology after a drug driving incident in which a friend of hers was killed. Callista was convicted and spent about 2 years in prison over the crash, which took the life of hobby farmer Karen Kaz Bunch, 53, September of 2016. Mutton had been driving a red Holden Apollo sedan, I've never heard of that, along Tweed Valley Way in northern NSW, in which Miss Bunch was a passenger when she tried to overtake a track near Condong. Misjudging the time she had, Mutton was forced to swerve from the path of two oncoming cars onto the opposite verge before the car spun 180 degrees back in front of the semi-trailer and ended up in the Tweed River. Miss Bunch, a passenger, never recovered, and she died 3 weeks later after being on life support in the hospital. She was later discovered to have ice, and she said she did 3 points or something. And there she is, licking the window.
Hi, Vanilla Cupcake. Yeah, I know. I wish we could come on here and say we had another fantastic occurrence like we did with Cleo.
And here's the lady who she killed. Hello, Vanilla. And there's the lady that she had in the car with her.
Yeah.
Karen Baz was killed September. The car driven by Callista crashed into Tweed River, and she gets 2 years. So this was her sending a post to Karen. Hello, beautiful, 2017. I have written something I would like for you to pass on to Karen's family for me, please. No words can explain the sorrow I carry from the pain I have caused you all from that fateful day. I don't expect your forgiveness. I just wanted you to know there is not a day that goes by that where I wish it was me that drowned that day. I am so sorry that my actions took Karen away from you all. I will do everything in my power to carry her with me and not to waste my life. I carry the message to help others and not make the same mistakes like I have. There is not a day that goes by I don't think of her or miss her. I can't imagine how you all must feel. I am sorry from the bottom of my heart for the pain I have caused you all. Callista. Isn't that nice of her?
She was probably trying to get in the good books with the judge.
Yep. And a much loved figure from a tight knit family, Miss Bunch's Facebook page still exists as an ongoing memorial, with family and friends regularly marking the anniversary of her death and posting about how much they miss her. Another day without my sister, miss you so much, always in my thoughts, Katrina, one of Miss Bunch's siblings, wrote in June 2020, nearly 4 years after Mrs. Bunch's death. 2017, in the month before she appeared in court on charges of dangerous driving, occasioning death and driving. I can't read you guys the way you guys talk over there. With an illicit drug in her system, Callista Mutton posted an emotional apology on Mrs. Bunch's page directed to her family. And we just read all that. So what is this right here? Oh, this is the
rehab.
$20,000 a month drug rehab clinic in the Bronte Beach, where Callista Mutton spent time last November, just 2 months before her 9-year-old's alleged murder on January 11th or 12th. Mutton had expressed similar sentiments in her statement to the court after admitting she had become an ice user to cope with life. Nothing can justify the remorse I feel for making bad choices and decisions leading up to that fateful day. If I was able to change places with Karen, not knowing the consequences of my actions, I would. Mrs. Bunch's younger sister, Natalie, was among a number of family members to speak in court about the impact of Karen's death. The actions of the accused have taken a daughter, a sister, an auntie, a cousin, and a friend from all of us. To see the pain etched in my parents' and sisters' faces each time Karen's name is mentioned is immovable and constant. Look at that little baby. And then we already saw this, the emotional visual that was done for her. And then we know the rest about what Justin did to the former ICE addict and kidnapping her, and she was shot. And what is this? Oh, we saw that. That was him getting out of the car.
Yeah.
Police have ripped apart the rundown caravan where Charlise Mutton's mother was staying before her daughter was allegedly murdered. Detectives and forensic officers swarmed over every inch of the white 1970s van in a nearby cabin in the grounds of the Rivera Ski Gardens at Lower Portland on the Hawkesbury River, 80 kilometers north of Sydney. They spent hours meticulously searching the two locations and took away multiple bags of potential evidence for forensic analysis, while two men, apparently under police guard, sat motionless nearby watching on. Well, what is that about? Residents at the scheduled location recalled seeing a chatty Charlise on a ferry to the campsite alongside her alleged killer, Justin Stein, just days before the schoolgirl died. So where was the mom?
Oh, well, no, she was there too. She was there.
That just contradicted it, Kaz.
That's what I said.
I thought you had to take the ferry to the caravan park.
You do.
Okay, so what is this? Residents at the scheduled location recalled seeing a chatty Charlise on a ferry to the campsite alongside her alleged killer, Justin Stein, days before the schoolgirl died. Witnesses said the murder accused was behaving oddly during the trip, silently staring straight ahead. They didn't mention her seeing him with the mom.
Well, we don't know if it was the trip to the caravan or the trip from the caravan park. I mean, if it was the trip from the caravan park, of course, it would only be Justin and Charlise. If it was going, of course, the mother would have to be on.
It says on a ferry to the campsite alongside her alleged killer, Justin Stein. To the campsite.
Well, did she go up before? No, she couldn't have. Maybe it's just I don't know, darling. All I can think of is they omitted the fact that her mum was with them. I don't know.
Well, here they are at the campsite as they spent hours meticulously sifting through the caravan in the cabin. Two men appeared to be under police guard and remained motionless near the caravan, which is set slightly back from the Hawkesbury River. This is just getting a little more interesting. So they arrived, forensic kits, brown evidence bags, what they took out. The park has around 63 cabins and caravans and shacks on 10 hectares with almost a half a kilometer of river frontage. And then they talk about where they found Charlise's body. White overalls, wearing gloves, painstakingly inspected the various points of entry at the caravan and cabin, searching window screens, crevices, and removing many bags of evidence. Yep. The Hawkesbury command officer spoke briefly with the two detained men who were later allowed to leave without incident. Homicide detectives are yet to identify a motive behind the alleged murder of Charlise and are trying to piece together why the girl and her mother were staying at the caravan park in the lead up to the child's death. The park is 90-minute drive from the Stein family estate at Mount Wilson, where police allege Charlise was killed between the night of Tuesday to January.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a cabin at the Riviera Ski Gardens at Lower Portland, which is 20 kilometers east of the location. Charlie, okay, that's just a cabin. And it's understood Charlise and Miss Mutton had been spending time at both Caravan Park and at the Wildenstein as police continued to build a picture of what happened. Residents claimed that they saw Stein with Charlise and Miss Mutton, okay, at the park in the days before she was reported missing.
They just didn't put it in the first paragraph.
The daughter was there for a couple of days. She was playing around with the daughter of a friend of mine. One person told the Daily Telegraph detectives hope Miss Mutton can shed light on why her daughter was alone in Stein's care the night she was allegedly murdered. However, they have been unable to interview her due to her mental state, and she remains in hospital under close medical supervision. Is she not in the hospital? Is she in the hospital? Is she not in the hospital?
She'd still be in. It's a minimum of 2 weeks when you put in there.
And then just more pictures. And there's Mama, pregnant with Justin's baby. Oh, Miss Mutton, who was pregnant with Stein's baby, suffered a medical episode about the time she contacted police on the 14th to say her daughter was missing. She has been in the Blue Mountains Hospital at Katoomba since, and detectives are yet to formally interview her. Detectives charged Justin Stein with murder, and he has been remanded to appear in custody in Penrith local court in March.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the update on Charlise Mutton and her shitty stepfather to be. The window licker. The window licker. I think she's licked way too many windows, might be her problem.
Yeah. I think the Windex has gone to her brain.
Pamela, did you want to come up and say anything before we close on this little baby that's missing?
She said she didn't have any other updates, Mara, in the chat before.
I'll call you after the live, Pam, because I'm going to go back and look on the video now about... I mean, not that I'm going to be able to see through a COVID mask. Okay. Who has heard about this missing baby right here? I can't be the only one, right?
I hadn't.
Does anyone know about this little Angel Overstreet and her crummy father? I'm going to show you the father in a second. He's in jail for drug charges and beating up his mother. She was 3 months old when she went missing. I agree, Jessica. And to think that she just got out of rehab just before the baby went missing. Me neither, Benton. This is very disturbing, this little baby missing from West Virginia. Kaz, you want to read the poster on this baby?
Yeah, I will.
Because I'm starting to slur a little bit, guys. I'm reading way too much and listening to my voice. My head's like...
Have we got
this little
the
baby
flyer? Hang on, I'll have to pull it up myself. Hang on. I closed the tab.
Oh my God, how did we miss this baby? Even Jessica never heard of this baby.
No, I have no idea how we missed this. Otherwise, we would cover. But in saying that, was this happening at the same time as Cleo?
She's been missing May 8th.
2020.
May 8th, 2021. It says, do you see what I'm saying? Has been missing May 8th, strawberry-shaped birthmark on the back of her neck. Go ahead, Kaz.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to load. My computer's really slow at the moment. It's getting hot.
Oh boy,
It is
we're almost
abnormal.
done though. We're almost done. We're almost done. I've never heard of this baby, but I'm going to show you the creepy father, Shannon.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
She is Kaz. Kaz, she is.
She is what?
In Perfectly Perfect, True Crime and More, she's a mod.
Oh, okay.
She's been a mod for, how long have you been a mod now, Jess? Kaz, put your eyeballs in, honey. Jess, Kaz is in the secret chat saying, I think you should make Jess a mod. She's been a mod for a long time, Kaz.
Well, why can't I see her spanner?
She's blue on my screen.
Oh, maybe it's just my eyeballs, babe. You know, I have got really bad eyesight
elderly.
at the moment.
Shannon's a male.
Yes.
Shannon is a male. I'm going to show you a video of this male in jail, in custody.
Okay. Angel. Last visually confirmed whereabouts was May 2nd, 2021 in Huntington, West Virginia. Angel was last seen with Shannon Patrick Overstreet. Age at disappearance was 3 months. Her height is 1 foot 6 inches. Weight 8 pounds.
Oh my God, my chihuahua weighs 7 pounds.
Hair dark color with a reddish tint. Eyes blue. Has a strawberry-shaped mark on the back of her neck. Oh. Now, that was one. The next one, that was one flyer that came out about her that has some absolutely drop-dead gorgeous photos of her on there. But the other one, the official one, where'd it go?
I've never heard of this baby until I was looking at an update today. And Ed Jimenez says Angel Overstreet, her case is much like Harmony. It's unreal and no one seems to care that she is gone and she was 3 months old when she went missing. She is now 10 months old.
Yeah.
Look at her little face.
And it says the Huntington Police Department is requesting the public's assistance in locating a missing infant from Huntington, West Virginia. Angel Nicole Overstreet is thought to have been missing since May 8th on this poster, 2021.
Where is this child's mother?
That's an extremely good question. Angel has a strawberry-shaped birthmark on the back of her neck. On Monday, May 24th, representatives of West Virginia Child Protection Services contacted Huntington Police Department saying that they were following up with Angel's father, Shannon Overstreet, on a custody issue from Kentucky. He then allegedly told CPS he had turned over Angel to CPS 2 weeks earlier, but there is no evidence that the alleged custody exchange occurred. Law enforcement searched a pond on property owned by the father. On May 24th, Shannon Overstreet was arrested on unrelated warrants. And Ma will tell you exactly what those unrelated warrants are.
Look at that new little picture with Harmony with the little princess crown on. My heart can't take it. Look at that baby. I'm still getting a job in the New Hampshire Police Department. I'm going to jab that little swab right at the back of his throat.
No, up his nose, babe, up his nose.
Oh, this is nice. CPS workers in the state of West Virginia are not required to be licensed to practice social work. In fact, they are not required to have social work degrees at all. You can be a child protective service worker in WV, and all you need is a bachelor's degree in anything. Okay, well, at least you need a bachelor's degree. That means someone with a degree in art history, English, or culinary arts is making life-changing decisions for children and families. Absolutely no education about the impact of their decisions are making on a child or on society for that matter. It's no wonder our state is being investigated by the federal government because we have too many children in foster care and not enough foster homes for children.
Well, that is disgusting. Personally, I think that people with the wrong credentials are being given a job, such a specialised role. No wonder they can't cope. And it's like giving a butcher the job of a baker and expecting him to perform the baker's duties. It just doesn't work.
Living in their cars. 9 hours ago, this says at least one witness has come forward stating that they have seen Harmony after the last time Adam and Kayla stated to police was the last time they saw her. Adam and Kayla, your lies are crumbling around you. It's a matter of time. I agree. Look at that picture of her. Oh, I just love her little face. Okay, let's go see this creeper father. That's
Shannon.
responsible for this baby being missing, and then we're going to wrap it up. I turned into a pumpkin after an hour and a half, and I got 3 minutes. So this is the man. This is him. And in this article, it's a case of man accused of beating his mother, forwarded to the grand jury. So I'm just going to look at this. Has nothing to do with the baby, but this is him, Shannon. Creep. And he's got a COVID mask. So this is definitely recent. Come on, you can do it. Don't give me a hard time.
Like I said, if it can hurt his mother, it can sure as heck hurt anybody, in my opinion.
Let me restart this.
The case against a man accused of severely beating his mother is moving forward tonight. Shannon Overstreet is charged with malicious wounding in the attack. Huntington police say it happened at his mother's home back in March, and she suffered a significant brain bleed in this incident. In a preliminary hearing today, the judge found enough evidence to send this on to the grand jury. Now, if Shannon Overstreet's name sounds familiar to you, here's why. He's the father of Angel Nicole Overstreet. She's the 3-month-old baby that police say no one's seen since the beginning of May. We do want to point out tonight, while police say Shannon is the last known person to have been with that baby, they're not calling him a suspect or a person of interest in Angel's disappearance. If you have any information about her, you're urged to call police, and you can remain anonymous. Just 3 months old.
Oh my God, she's wearing a little tutu. You can't make this up. So he did this to his mother after the baby went missing. I'm going to find out who the mother is.
And for him to cause a bleed on the brain, that's severe.
Oh.
That is severe.
He's probably West Virginia. Let me see. There was one more article on this creep. 1 second. Beating his mother, and then when he was arrested... What a creeper. Where is the mother? Maybe she's no longer alive, but I'll know by the end of the night.
We will.
Father of missing infant arrested on unrelated charges. So this was out May 26th. So this was right around the time right after the baby went missing. And there he is.
We can't see it. It's up.
And what is up with these creepers that have these children going missing? Like, what is it? A thing to have your neck tattooed if your child goes missing? So, Huntington Police, Ray Cornwell, says the father of a missing infant has been arrested on unrelated charges. So, he's got malicious wounding and a misdemeanor battery charge. He was booked into the Western Regional Jail, 7:15 Monday. He's being held in $100,000. Oh, yeah, cash surety bond and a felony charge of $10,000 bond on the misdemeanor charge. He is the father of missing 3-month-old Angel Nicole Overstreet. On Tuesday, police asked for help in trying to locate the child they said has been missing since approximately May 8th. During a news conference, Cornwell said the child was reported missing to police by a representative of West Virginia Child Protective Services on Monday after they had been asked to follow up with Shannon Overstreet regarding custody issues stemming from Kentucky. I bet the mom lives in Kentucky. Mr. Overstreet, located in Huntington, blah, blah. The Amber Alert system would not be applicable in the situation, he said. We consulted with the office that issues those alerts. The West Virginia State Police and the Amber Alert system is used to put out information that is fresh. So he's got to still be in jail.
Well, the last...
What a creeper, man. There's a bunch of creepers. My son squared up to me one day. I have never been so scared. He just finished in the army, a completely different... Oh, shit, Tracy. You should have knocked him. You should have just knocked one tooth out. Wow. Yeah, that does get scary. And especially if he's... Did he do time like over in Afghanistan or Iraq or anything like that? Yes, Vanilla. They were searching the land that he owned, but we literally I was checking on a Harmony update before we hit the live button, and this little baby's picture popped up on Harmony's feed. And I said, Kaz. Yeah, he lied. When CPS was looking, he said that he gave the child back to CPS a couple of weeks prior, but then CPS had no record that what is this, like we're turning a 6-pack of soda? This is a child. Something's got to change in the CPS system and the Oakley's law too. I'm going to start my own Oakley's law petition and change.org and get it signed and just send it to every single senator in every state. And then I'm going to call up Senior Sergeant Cameron Blaine. Be like, hey.
Hey, Blaine. G'day.
But that's it. We got an update on the dog collector. I don't know if Harmony will ever be found. Somebody's going to have to say something. Oakley, too, and this baby. They've been gone for so long. It's just the West Boys, Summer Wells, all of them.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to ask if you can give Blaine a call for me and see if he can come to the States and help us figure out what's going on over here and how to find our missing babies.
Well, I'm pretty sure they do. I know they do it with Canada. They send officers over for training because my daughter was involved in that. So
really,
but I don't know about the States. Yeah.
Yeah, it does make you mad, Tracy. Makes you very mad. These shitty parents. But not one time, Vanilla, have you heard of them ever mentioning the mother of that little baby?
All I've seen myself about that is that the mother has lived with. With
Tracy,
them,
that's
so...
scary. Imagine being afraid of your child that's gonna step to you, that just came out of the military. So that's my next goal. Is tomorrow, maybe if you have time, Kaz, we can put together the change.org thing.
Yep, no problem.
I just want to send it to every single senator. Forget state to state. Let's just make it like I'm just going to make a big email to every senator in the state and just all 50 of them. And then I'm going to send it over to Blaine and say, this needs to be done across the board. We have to protect our children. And the CPS, yeah, something's got to give. We have Oakley, Harmony, now this little baby, that are all seen to be given back to a shitty parent from the Department of Children, Family, and Services.
There is a change.org petition
for
Angel at the moment. And
yeah,
only
I want
533 people have signed it.
Well, that's not cool. I want to look into the Oakley's law, even though it's changed, but the foster mother in Oakley's law says that no baby should go back until the parents have drug rehabilitation, the house is checked out, because this should not be going on. We got to just start signing and sending signing and sending. Because we got to protect our babies. Because there's so many families out there that would love to have, that can't even have children. I would have taken Harmony in a heartbeat. You could have just dropped her off at my door. I wouldn't have asked any questions.
Same.
And that's why we need a kahuna farm too, to get the nads off of these predators. So be nice, Mar.
No, you don't have to be nice about things like that.
I will rip them off with my bare hands and feed them to the pigs. Benton, you better look at Benton's gone. He's like, oh God, they're talking about grabbing nads off and feeding them to the pigs. I'm out of here. I think that's it for tonight's updates, though.
It is.
Yeah, I think we got about an hour and a half in us.
We did.
All right.
We did well.
Yeah, we did well, but that new baby's bothering me now, and I just haven't even looked into it. I'm just like, how did we miss this? How was a 3-month-old baby missing and we didn't even hear about it? Why? Because some stories get coverage and some stories do not get anything.
Right.
Hey, Benton's back. Benton, you hiding in the bushes? Don't worry, Benton. We're not going to feed you to the pigs. Love you too, Jess.
Hugs and kisses to you, Jess.
All right, everyone. Thank you all for coming in. You know that we love you so much. Guys, stay vigilant and keep your babies safe because this is crazy. And tomorrow night, the book club is back on. My elderly, I will drop the link to you tomorrow.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock Eastern time. Hey, Julianne. Aw. Julianne, you coming to book club tomorrow night? The link is on the community post.
And also on the community post, if you haven't already seen it, is the January and February calendars for court dates that are coming up, if you want to check it out.
Yes, court dates that we are going to get the links and we're going to stream them when they go on. And if we can't stream them because the court's locked, then we'll have it out as soon as we can. But hopefully we can go live on a couple of them, Kaz.
Yeah, it'd be awesome if we could.
I'm not even going to monetize because I don't even care. I just want to watch it with everyone, especially Letitia Stout, Larry Milliette.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple of them that we have to watch. And they're all coming in February.
They are.
All right, guys. Everyone have a good night, Kaz. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Ma, for the honor.
Oh, I love it when you come up here with me. The mom gave the baby to him days after being born, trying to find more info on her. All right, Vanilla. Yeah, we're going to go dig a little bit too. Well, I will see you guys on Wednesday, and I'll see some of you guys tomorrow night in Discord at the book club. I'll drop the link to the private stream for Chapter 3. Well, it's Chapter 3, but it's going to be like not Chapter 3. It's just like the third night of this book.
Sweet.
And if you missed last week's, guys, I will drop that link in Discord tomorrow also, because I have 2 months ago recorded. We might have to start from the beginning, Kaz, and just catch up.
Yeah, crocky bobs.
I'm only kidding. We're 3 hours in. All right, guys. Good night.
Night, everybody.
Night, night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Really, Kaz? Why do you always give me the last word?
It's your